All right, we're here in the Sony booth at E3 talking about Entwined with three of the people that made it. We have Dominic, Jing, and Eric. So why don't you guys, whoever wants to jump in here first, tell me, where did the idea for this come from?
So the story is starting from like a traditional Chinese mythology and folklore about fish and bird couldn't be together, they're in love, and one live in the sky, one live in the water, and that's the original story of this game.
That's very cool. So you guys are all you're all students initially. Well, not everybody.
One of the old guys helping these guys make their game, and these two are from Carnegie Mellon, and we have two students from the San Jose State University Animation and Illustration program as well. And yeah, we've been working on this for about a year, and Pixel Opus is the result of an incubation program that's been running at the San Mateo studio at Sony, and it's been an incredible experience. So basically everybody on the team is a recent graduate, apart from myself and our art director Jeff Sangali, and yeah, it's been a very interesting experience making our first game together.
So all right, Eric, what do you think about this? What's the experience been like over your time working on the game?
Well, it's definitely a great experience for me to work at Sony, and for the first time I work on a game on a console. As we're in the Carnegie Mellon University, we are doing the prototype process, which means make a small part of the game together and make a lot of them. But it's the first time I actually make a whole game and get it released at E3. It's a really exciting experience for me.
That's very cool. Now, Dominic, we were talking earlier about kind of where the idea for the game came from, and sort of working your way through several different prototypes and how you got to this point. Can you go through that for everybody at home?
So yeah, about a year ago, we did a bunch of small prototypes, and we went through them very quickly. I think we made up 10. And the idea for this was one of those prototypes. And actually, the two people on the team who made this prototype are right here. So yeah, these guys came up with this idea of coordination, basically, and trying to control two things simultaneously, and how to make that fun and addictive. And it was one of three that we kind of moved forward and iterated on. And then we realized that there was something really addictive at the heart of this idea, and we started polishing it and iterating on it. And yeah, I mean, do you guys want to talk about that more?
Yeah, so the really initial idea is really about control two things at the same time. We have this tune, DualShock 4. The DualShock controller has a twin stick design, which is very interesting. We want to develop something for it. And it's a great idea to just think about control two things at the same time can be really so difficult, but you really get into it, let your body go with the flow. It's a really fun experience. So based on that, and then Jim come up with the story that kind of just fit this control scheme, and it just come to Entwined at the same time.
At the beginning, we also have another prototype that's like two-player, but use the Vita and then two-player play. And then we were really interested in that, and it's a really fun game. But like, unfortunately, at that time, we say like, oh, we don't want to make a multiple-player game. So based on that, we're thinking maybe we could try one player controlling two characters at the same time. That's where the original started.
Okay, and the whole idea here, we have to keep. We're on one side of the screen or the other with the two different characters, and that came out early, right? That people were getting too confused if you kind of rolled all the way around.
Yeah, I think with some of the early prototypes, one of the first, I mean, to be honest, right from the very beginning, these guys figured out that to make it easier, you have to have them locked on each side of the screen, and then we did a few other things to make it simple to understand as well. So they're locked on a track, essentially. So you don't have to worry about them in 3D space, and then it's just about the coordination and timing of guiding them through these ever-increasing obstacle sequences that get more and more addictive and exciting as you play it.
And the music.
Yes. So we were really lucky to be able to work with another kind of up-and-coming composer called Sam Marshall, and Sam had been an intern at the Sony San Mateo studio, and he'd worked on a few games as helping with the editing. And he did a demo for this game, and we just instantly fell in love with it. And he understood the game and the concept straight away. And we were really lucky to actually bring him on team, and he was with us through the whole process. And I think you can tell that his music went back and influenced the art, and he was part of the design process. And so it's really a big part of why it feels so coherent and immersive is the audio and the art as well. So one of the cool things about small teams is that you can kind of follow your nose and let everything influence every other part of the game. And we have a completely flat hierarchy, so the vision for the game is shared between everyone as well. And so Sam, even though he was the composer, was in the design meetings, and we all comment on the art and pester Eric about the code, and yeah, it's a really unique experience.
Okay. So for you two, was this when you went into college? Was this your idea that you wanted to go into video games and create games? That's where you went, and you ended up doing this, and right off your first game. You see that? First game. That is awesome. Okay, and this is on PS4, PS3.
It's on PS4 right now, and then it's on PS3 and Vita in just under a month. And then shortly after that, we'll also have the challenge mode available on iOS and Android. Yeah, so it'll be one of the first PlayStation games on iOS and Android too, which is fun.
How's that gonna? Oh, just fingers, or just motion, or oh, well, no, it can't be motion. It's got to be touch. Wow. Okay, and there is a challenge mode in there as well. Whose idea was that?
Interesting enough, challenge mode is the first idea will come up when we make the Entwined game prototype. So we find out when we add in a timer and we do a score based on time you survive in the game, a lot of people will just go in and challenge themselves with high score within the studio. So we found this is very interesting. So we actually make the challenge mode first, and then when we have the story fit into the game, we feel like there's a very special feeling with the control the two characters at the same time, and that's why we developed the whole story mode around it.
That's really good. It's a beautiful game. Absolutely love it, and it's out now on the PS4. So everybody out there, get it. It's a fantastic game.